Hey, what's going on? It is Grego Gallagher from the Road to Rip podcast. That was Road to Ripped. Now I'm doing a 1-2. Road 1-2, 2-1-2, Rip 1. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm here with my great buddy, co-host Tom, and Tom was like, "Holy shit, Greg, we got to do a recap of 2014 and talk about what we have in store for 2015." And I was surprised that idea never really crossed my mind. But I was like, yes, let's do it. So here we are. What's up, Tom? How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. It's really, you forget about these things, right? So you're in the trenches every day. You're just, like for my end, I'm building businesses, and you're rocking out in your business, and you kind of just get absorbed in the day to day, and you forget that it's like not only a new year, but there's so many things that I'm personally grateful for. I'm grateful for you for. And all of our fans, and I think that it's necessary to sit down and reflect on how far you've come, all your accomplishments, and just take some time out to identify where you want to go and how that impacts everybody and affects the brand and all that good stuff. So I'm glad that we're doing this episode. It's a little late, it's probably coming out third week of January, but I think it's definitely about time we reflect on 2014 and share some of the things we have in store for everybody going forward for 2015 here.
Yeah, I mean, so much has happened because I started Kinobody, I guess 4 years ago. It would be, which is crazy to think. That's when I was 4 years ago. I was out in LA for like a few months, just was like kind of getting away from my hometown, and was like kind of like pontificating. I was like kind of thinking, I was like, what do I really want to do? Do I want to keep personal training?
What's the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life? Yeah. Do I want to keep personal? I was pondering my thoughts. Do I want to keep personal training, which I was enjoying, but it didn't seem like I was following my dreams. When you train client after client, personal training is awesome, but I guess I had a different vision, and I'm like, you know what? I got to start this. I got to start sharing this stuff with the world, and so I started doing blogs and videos, and you start off very small. Very, very small. And so, yeah, in 4 years, it's absolutely transformed. I mean, Tom and I we're like, let's check our iTunes downloads, and we want to go check. And Tom's like, do you think we hit 500K, 500,000? And sure enough, we hit over 1 million. Not like just cracked a million. Like we were well over 1 million, 1.14. And we're like, holy crap, we totally forgot to celebrate. So it's been amazing the amount of snowball action that's been going on. I mean, the podcast has been just an amazing experience because we can just get on here, you flesh a topic out, and it's it's enjoyable to listen to. It's like listening to a conversation at a coffee shop or something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's really cool. And so just in the last year, so think about how long you've been doing Kinobody for 4 years. You started it 4 years ago. I feel like I've been working with you for a little over a year now. It's probably like a year and a quarter almost.
Yeah, a year. I think. Yeah, a year and almost a year and a half, I would say.
Yeah, but it seems like I feel like it's like dog years, man. I feel like we've been working together for like 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But there like so much has happened though, and so we've just in the last year alone, we've created and launched new products. We've grown the Road to Rip podcast, by at least 200%, just really in the last like 6 months alone. Tons of testimonials. Almost every day, at least every week. Sometimes, some weeks every day. New testimonials and reviews come flooding in. YouTube has exploded. Facebook, iTunes. It's just been it's a crazy ride, but it's really hard to believe it's only been a year and a half that we've worked together.
Yeah, the year and a half has been a huge change. And it's cool because with Kinobody, it was recently we've hit that point where it's just starting to that snowball's gotten very, very big, and so now it's just so now it's like because obviously we had to hustle for a few years, and now it's kind of it was cool. Is the turning moment was like when some of the big names in the industry would start hitting me up, and giving me props and stuff. Which is really cool. Like, Dan John, he's huge in the industry. He's wildly respected. Even the people that are wildly respect Dan John. And Dan John, he heard about me from a friend. He started like buying my courses, using my stuff with himself and some of his clients, and he was very fond of what I was doing, which is funny because he's 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 more into he doesn't really focus on the aesthetics part. He's more into building strength, getting stronger, training, um, and big lifts. And I totally respect what he's doing. And so I was surprised that someone that focuses on really getting a sleek kind of muscular, lean physique he would appeal to. But he's like, no, like the same principles that I have with doing this is what you're taking, what you're doing here. And so yeah, no, it's been cool. It's been. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, but yeah, I mean, the coolest part, which hands down is, and I'm not even sure if this is gonna be interesting for the listeners, but you know what, we have to get this podcast out there. But I mean, the coolest part is just these testimonials and these transformations, and when I was first starting, it was when I got one of those, it's amazing, and it's just been so cool because they keep coming, they keep growing, and it just gives you that whole, it makes everything that you're doing seem like really meaningful. Because it's, when you're doing this stuff online and writing articles and doing videos and podcasts, it's hard to feel, hard to tangibly feel the difference you're making because there's that separation. But then seeing those emails and then seeing those emails and those pictures and even sometimes people on video, like some of the other YouTubers who are actually talking about me and some of the positive impact I've had, which has been really cool. And yeah, and actually a few times I've been out and about, and people are like, "Yo, Grego Gallagher." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Kinobody." I'm like, "That's me." Like I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
I was
street cred right there. That's what that is.
Yeah,
You're famous.
Exactly. I was with my girlfriend, and this is before we really started dating. This is like kind of new into the picture. This is back in the summer, and oh my god, we were going shopping, and I was going to go to American Apparel. I need to get some clothes, and we go in there, and the sales guy is like, "I know you from somewhere." I'm like, "Yeah, do you?" And what is it? What is it? I'm like, "Well, I'm on YouTube. I do podcasts and fitness stuff." And he's like, Kinobody channel. That's where I know you from. I've seen your videos.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
She's probably like, "Oh my god, this is not happening right now."
Yeah. Well, she was more like, "Oh my god," like she was a bit embarrassed. Like, "Oh wow."
You know what though? But I will say this though, with the transformations and everything, because I guess a lot of people don't know is that I've been working with you really behind the scenes, more for business development and marketing and everything, obviously for the last year and a half. But it wasn't until the last 3 to 4 months that I started doing the Road to Rip podcast with you as a co-host. So a lot of people don't know that I've helped you grow Kinobody to where it is here, the past year and a half. And so,
no, I was going to say, no, Tom has been my man because, yeah, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to get the amount of content out that I've been doing. I wouldn't have been able to create, the courses that people have been, digging into and yeah, I trust, I would have, all the podcasts, I mean, the beauty is with working with Tom, I can actually just focus on doing what I love and doing podcasts, writing articles, and then there's so much more stuff that goes into that, so much more, and so. A lot of these people, these fitness guys online and girls, they just got too much going on. They're trying to juggle everything, and so it's too much. But yeah, I've been able to blast it thanks to Tom.
Well, and that's what it is, though. So now you focus on what you're the best at, which is creating the content because you know your stuff, obviously, helping out people and with your community and coaching people. And so you can focus on that and provide the best quality content possible and focus at your highest and best. And basically you leave everything else to me, which is the marketing and the business growth behind it, which is my highest and best. So it works really well. But what's really cool behind, with that though, is that I've seen basically everything that goes on behind the scenes. And it's really cool, speaking to just the testimonials that have been coming in. It's crazy, I think, when you coach a client, and someone pays for your coaching program and you have a shared spreadsheet that you track all their progress in, you make tweaks and everything, everybody gets results with that, which is expected because you're working with them one-on-one. That's not impressive to me. Well, it is obviously because it works, but like I already know your concepts work and everything. Because I'm a testimonial too, so like I know that your programs work. But what's more crazy to me is that you'll get emails from people with the most unbelievable transformation shot. Like here's my before and here's my after, and it's just like it's completely night and day. It's like fat and flabby to like chiseled to a physique that most people don't think that is realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point. And what's crazy though is that these testimonials will come in and it'll be from the most random person that's never emailed you before. That's just like, hey Greg, I bought your Warrior Shredding program, and I've been following it for the last 3 months. Check out Testimonial. It's you've never heard from them before, and little do you know, they bought your program 3 or 4 months ago. They've been following it secretly this whole time, and they just send you this ridiculously glowing testimonial and this crazy transformation shot, and they come in like every single week, like clockwork. And it like so much so that I can't even keep up with like putting them on the sales letter. It's like I have to. There comes a point where you're like, hey, dude, can you add all these testimonials to the sales letter? And I'm like, oh God, you have more? Why didn't you share these with me? And it's crazy.
I'm having to get a lot more organized with that. I'm having to like literally have like tabs and stuff where I kind of put those through. Because when you're trying to like answer, people don't realize it's like I answer 50 to 100 emails per day. Whether it's my Gmail, whether it's Facebook messages, whether it's like Instagram, YouTube comments, another
post comments,
like Help Scout, like it does like 6 different avenues, and like it adds up. Although interestingly enough, like I don't get any emails on the weekend. On the weekend, I might get like 2 a day.
Which is hilarious because, no, dude, that is hysterical because I get more emails from you on Saturday and Sunday than I do the entire week. Like, if I send you an email on, like, Wednesday, I'm like, okay, I got, like, a little inside joke with Darren. I'm like, he's going to get back to me on Sunday. That's his work day. And so, like, I'll get, like, all these emails on Sunday from you, and I'm like, but that's the day I take. I take off on the weekends.
Okay, we gotta
we need to sync that up, bro.
You're completely there, yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm
it's
just like trying to keep up with like all these blog comments and everything. So yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Before we shift gears into like what's going on next year, I mean, I think it'd be cool to shed some light on like what has been really successful in terms of creating a very powerful brand that's gotten amazing results. It's, I guess one thing is like a lot of fitness marketing that you see, a lot of fitness advice you see is very it is like all marketing and not like real evidence-based advice, which is for a long time it's always been about how do we sell, like, and that's why you have all these crazy rules like eat every 3 hours, you only absorb 30 grams of protein. I mean, everyone's trying to like use some angle to sell something, but I've never really felt comfortable doing that. I cannot. I mean, you see some of these big fitness people, and you see their emails, and it's like three foods. This like 2 fruits that will cause you to store fat, or 3 foods to maximize fat burning. And this stuff is just BS. It's not true. And so there's so many people in the industry that are just lashing onto scaremongering tactics that are false in order to sell. I mean, if you go on YouTube, you see those ads by Mike Chang, 6-pack shortcuts, and it's all
Mike Chang is everywhere.
I mean, yeah, I mean, all this, there's so much crap, and people are just trying to say whatever they can to sell, and so I've never, I can't do that. I can't. Like, I don't really, to me, I just think the truth is more powerful. If I can, I'd rather just share what actually works and share what is actually true. And I think that's a better way in the long run to have people that kind of follow you, because so many of my followers have been following me for a long time. And obviously new people are flooding in, but yeah,
it comes down to ethical marketing, man. I think that's like, we had this talk really early on when we started working together. And the growth of the brand is, there's some fitness personalities out there, like I'm not going to name any names, but their whole shtick is to build this email list with so many people, basically pack as many people on their email list as they can, and then just start like promoting offers to them, whether it's their courses or like, if someone else launches a product, they're just like promote, and they almost like there's no value in it for you as the end consumer, because if you're if you're into fitness and if you're following Kinobody, your goal is to build a better physique. You want to build muscle, you want to lose fat. And so you can either do that the shitty way, which is, how most marketers do it, unfortunately, or you could build your brand in a more ethical manner and focus on giving people content that's really going to help them. And so our strategy really from day one has been to create the most high quality content we can, whether it's a blog post or a video or a podcast, and actually help people get to a result that they want, whether it's learning how, lifting techniques, learning how to build muscle, learning how to calculate macros for, losing fat or building muscle or whatever it is. Give people actionable advice that they can put to use and build up rapport with them, build up goodwill, so that when you have a course coming out, or when you create a product that you think would help them take with, where they're at to the next level, they'll be more inclined to purchase from you because you've already helped them by giving them all this free stuff. And so that, to me, is a more ethical approach than what most other people in our space use, unfortunately. So,
yeah, that's why I don't promote like people at a lot of other people's courses. I rarely do promotions. There are some great people that I wildly respect, but I mean, that's few and far between. But yeah, I mean, to me, from day one, I always felt like, always felt like the best thing you possibly do is really speak the truth, let your flags out, and that's really the only way to go. And I couldn't be like a Mike Chang and create like tons of conflicting videos all over the place. And I just, to me, that just defeats the purpose.
Yeah, well, and so on that note, it's really cool to see the growth of the social channels. So like YouTube, you're almost at 5 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
You have how many subscribers now?
I'm at 20. I just passed 20,000 recently. And it's funny because I was so stoked about hitting 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I actually want to hit 20,000. Like, when I first started this blogging thing, like I was like, yeah, in 6 months I'll have 20,000 subscribers. Like, I set my goals very, very high. But
now you're there.
It takes longer. Yeah, sometimes it takes a lot longer. But now I'm there. But it's funny because on my YouTube account, I'll always have people, whenever I do a new video, have one or two people comment and be like your advice rocks. You should have like 10 times as many subscribers. You should have way more. I'm like, oh, damn it! I thought 20,000 was good. No, it's not.
How many? What more do you want from me?
Yeah, but I kind of made the mistake of YouTube was like getting so much traction a couple of years ago. So I mean, I should have been doing videos 3 times a week a few years ago, because that's when they actually get viral action. That's actually when they actually get like organic searches and finds. So now it's like it's harder for those videos to get seen by new people because there's so many people doing videos on YouTube. But the bottom line is like when you kind of give like real, raw, true, good advice, then that speaks through. So actually, my YouTube channel is growing nicely now. Every day I'll probably have another 100 subscribers.
See, well, that's awesome though. So I mean, YouTube is clearly, we're experiencing growth there. 4.9 million views is not something that a lot of people can boast about. So, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, your Facebook, you're at 26,000 fans, I want to say.
26,000. But I mean, Facebook doesn't give you much reach. So when I do a status update, actually, anyone listening right now that's following me on Kinobody or wants to follow me, I'd highly suggest going to my Kinobody page, and you can actually click Get Notifications, because right now only like maybe 1 or 2% of people will actually get, like a very small percentage, maybe like 5% of people will actually see the post. So go over to my page, and where it says liked, just put your cursor over that, and then you can click the check mark to get notifications. And that's where you'll actually get updated when I do post.
Definitely.
So I mean, yeah. And then Instagram has really blown up because I have I have like 5,000 people on Instagram, but people have been like loving my because I actually love doing Instagram. It's so easy to take a picture, write a status, or upload a video from the gym, and just give some good tips. And so actually I'm very active on Instagram. I post there every day, and I get a lot of questions and comments that I answer. So yeah, I've been hitting all angles from the social media front, and
that's really without like too comprehensive of a social strategy either. So really, the growth of your social channels has grown. I mean, like I handle like the blog and the traffic and everything in that regard, But yeah, like the social in the last 6 months has just been pure organic growth, which is it's really cool to see because it means that people are engaging with your content and they're sharing it because it's great content, not because there's some like super sophisticated social strategy behind it.
Yeah, there's really not. And so yeah, I guess the main things that have led to this kind of success, because I get people asking me often, is like, I love what you're doing. I want to create my own fitness blog and company and business.
Mm-hmm.
What do you recommend? And the point is that I would say initially what people struggle with is they they're they're waiting for the perfect moment to start. This is the same thing with fitness, actually. Because people are waiting, like, when I finish this school, or when I in the summertime I'll have all this free time, that's when I'm going to focus on getting fit. There's no perfect moment. The point is, if you want to do something like this, you got to start now. And even though your advice, like, you might not be 100% with where you are with either your physique or your level of knowledge, but as long as you have good, solid information to share, then share it. If you're not sharing it, you're withholding from the world. Put that out there.
Yeah.
I love just, like, I get tons of fulfillment and gratitude and fulfillment from sharing this stuff on videos and podcasts and articles and email responses. So you get so much from giving.
Right.
And I think, yeah, people are waiting for the perfect moment. And if you look back to my old videos, I mean, my advice was not great. Like, my advice sucks.
Dude. Okay, so not only that, but like you need a. It's actually kind of funny. So like if you go back and watch the videos from when you first started making YouTube videos, like if I were to like come across you now, I'd be like, you were some little fucking punk that, because all you were like, yeah, guys, so we're to learn how to get VFs so we can pick up some chicks and bang later tonight, and it was like, you're just like one of the stereotypical young punks that was just like jacked.
I never said bang chicks.
I beg to differ. You probably said it in like at least 10 different videos.
I said, these are. I mean, you gotta get these B lines. This is the girls go crazy for. Girls are like, yeah, really do love B lines. I mean, there are some girls on Facebook that are like, all my guys on here do this workout. So yeah,
no, but I mean, but I think that as a content provider and like in your videos and everything, you've really matured in your videos, because now watching you now, there's a level of like maturity and sophistication that you just didn't have 4 years ago. So I mean, you've personally grown a lot in your videos and content too. So I mean, you've grown up. I mean, you were what, a teenager versus now a sprouting young gentleman.
Yeah, a lot of my
strapping young lad.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of my videos is 18, and so this is actually something quite interesting. Is what happens with a lot of these YouTubers and people that are new to videos and haven't been doing it for a while. I mean, even people that have been doing it for a while, they still do this. Is that they'll adopt some shtick, some false mannerisms to use on the camera. So what I did was, when I was doing a video, I would almost go into camera mode, and I'd be like, okay, I'm recording now. I'm like, hey, let's do this video. Okay, let me hit record. What's going on, guys? It's Greg O'Gallagher, top fitness coach from Kinobody, and we're talking about building some traps. Something like that, where I just like literally just change my voice, and that's just I just don't do that anymore. It's a kind of like an unconscious thing almost, where you are. It's hard to really express yourself on. I mean, as Bruce Lee said, but as Bruce Lee said, it's easy for me to put on a show and be cocky and funny, but to express oneself honestly, that is very difficult to do. And so that's what happens. What was that?
It is. It's on video, your natural inclination is to be someone else, which is really weird. But
yeah, I think there's two things going on with that, which is quite interesting. And this is stuff that anyone listening that doesn't even do video should be cognizant about, because this is stuff that we do talking to different people. And so there's two different things. Partly is that if you put on some false personality for the camera or in conversation, then if someone rejects you, they're not really rejecting you. They're rejecting this false personality of you. So it doesn't hurt as much. That's on a deep unconscious level. You will never really recognize that. But the second thing is, it's hard for people just to really just be who you are. Just express yourself. Often in life, often what's going on is we're trying to manipulate something. We're constantly trying to manipulate something. We want to get a positive, desired result. You know what I'm saying? We want to. If we do a video, we like, I want people to really, really, really like me. And so, how do I get that? I'm gonna, act like this. Even in conversation, we want to feel appreciated, admired, and stuff. And so, we're not truly expressing ourselves because we have this hidden agenda. We want it to go a certain way, and so we're gonna try to manipulate it to get that. And so that's very, it's very inauthentic kind of behavior. When you're truly okay with what's happening right now, with this moment, when you're truly able to accept this moment, then you can allow it to flow without trying to manipulate something. So whenever I do videos, I try and become really present to the moment, just focus right here, and just express myself. And I'm not worried about how it's going to turn out after. I'm just kind of in that moment, trying to. I guess when I first started making that shift is when I was, let's say, it's a lot of Eckhart Tolle, and then I did a video, and people were like, Greg, you drunk? You seem different. You been drinking? I was like, no, I'm not drunk, but
I'm drunk on life.
I'm less inside my head. I'm more, present to the moment, which has been cool. So yeah, I guess.
So other cool things. So that falls in the category of personal growth for Kinobody over the last year. I think one of the last points that I wanted to make is that I feel like this last year has been about solidifying the philosophies of the brand. When I first started working with you, you had one little PDF product. It was about how to get ripped, and you had these awesome concepts that you would talk about in videos or in blog posts, but there wasn't ever, there wasn't a philosophy behind it. And that's one of the things that I really tried to work with you with this past year is fleshing out what Kinobody is, what it's about, what are the goals, and what do you help people achieve, and solidify that. And that became, the concept of the different physique types, the warrior physique, Greek god, and superhero. Now there's a program for each different physique. There's a track to start on. I mean, warrior shredding is all about getting super ripped. Greek god is about building strength and dense muscle. Superhero is about maximizing muscle growth. To be very vague about it, but there's a track now for people to follow. So if they're new to the Kinobody line and to the Kinobody concepts and philosophies, there's where should you start? Probably a shredding program, depending on where they're at. And so we've developed tools that help people analyze where they are and what they need, and they can take that on the site. It's the physique survey. But I just think that there was a lot of solidification around the brand itself, and that in turn has helped produce a lot more testimonials and transformations for a lot of your fans. So I'm really excited about that and where we're going to take that this upcoming year.
That's been cool because people are like, they'll be using kind of the lingo that I've been kind of using to represent the brand in conversation. Even some guys that I know that are at my gym that follow my stuff, they're like, Greg, you think I'm more warrior or more Greek god? Oh, you're Greek god for sure. But,
I think you're skinny fat.
No, I have a huge, in my gym, I have a huge following of 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are that are just going on about Kinobody. And one of the guys, Colton, he probably watches every single of my videos at least 10 times because he will quote me constantly around me in video.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I don't even remember what I say in videos, but he remembers everything.
Dude, I'm just waiting for them to photobomb your videos when you're at the gym. Is that why you don't film that many at the public gym? Is that why you film at your home studio?
You know what? These public gyms, they don't like people filming, so I do it, but I have it very subtle. I have my girlfriend or I'll have one of my buddies I'm working with hold my iPhone, pretend to text and film a video. If I go in there late, cause I would just film. I just wouldn't care. But sometimes one of the trainers you can't film here, and I'm like, oh, okay. No,
this, of course, knowing that you have a home fitness studio in your house as well.
That's true.
But
from there, yeah, exactly.
So there's always that.
There's always that. Very true.
So
I just want to figure out a way to literally have a couple camera people come and just literally because I'd rather just do my own thing and then make a video out of it than make video. So I would like rather like as far as a workout would go, I'd rather have like some camera people come with me to the gym and me just doing my own thing and then talking to them and be like, this is why I'm doing this. Here's what's going on here. All right, last week I got 5 reps. I'm going to try and push for 6. It's going to be tough. I've been like, I've been doing this exercise for a while. I'm getting near that max. My heart's beating here. I've been doing the dumbbell laterals for a while, so now I'm doing this different variation as like some variety. Just want a fresh stimulus. People really don't like. People don't like to talk about machines, but actually, as you progress deeper into your workout and you're already fatigued, using machines can really help you get more volume in without neurally exhausting yourself. Stuff like that, where I can just kind of, there's no agenda, I just go in there and do my workout, and then I give some awesome tips. That's actually something I want to somehow set up for 2015, actually.
Man, dude, I wish you were down here because I'm down in Florida for the listeners, like right over by the coast by Satellite Beach area, and there's an awesome gym literally 2 blocks down the street from my house, and the guy, it's like always dead in there, so I don't know how he's open, but it's all like brand new equipment. He has like dumbbells that go up to like 200 pounds, which is kind of crazy for most gyms.
Way. 200 pounds?
Yeah, dude, like seriously, it's like a powerlifting gym basically, but it's awesome, and anytime we want, we can go in there and film and have basically free reign of the entire place. So if only you were down here.
That's insane. I'm gonna have to figure something out. That is too good.
We should, whenever you come down here, honestly, what we should do is we should just like line up like a videographer or something and just plan on like shooting just like for 8 hours straight in like a gym, and just like create like tons of videos and everything we can chop up and release over time throughout like the year.
Yeah, that would be perfect. That'd be sweet. Because videos. I love doing writing articles and stuff, but when you're talking about exercises, it's so much easier to get way more across on a video. We can talk, and demonstrate this.
Yeah,
it's way easier. So 2014 has been a wild year. It's just like, I guess the take-home points is you just gotta like literally stay true to yourself, stay true to your brand. You see some of the other fitness people that literally like, yeah, low carbs are awesome. Nah, high carbs are awesome. Yeah, this is awesome, and they keep shifting around, and why? Like the followers are probably getting confused. It's like, hey, what are you saying? Like he's just constantly changing. And that's what you do at first when you're in fitness. It's like you'll be trying everything, and you'll see what works, and you'll go from one extreme to the extreme. But like because I've been doing this literally since I was like 13, I've been like reading and working out like crazy. I've found in like a few years ago, I found and like hit on like, okay, this is what intermittent fasting is amazing. Lifting every other day or 3 days a week is incredible. Doing reverse pyramid training is so effective, and so I'm able to like really kind of have like a consistent message to pass on to people.
Yeah. See, and again though, it comes down to solidifying your brand, and you found things that work really good. I've even seen you kind of like veer off and like incorporate some other things in the last month that you haven't talked about, to my knowledge, in like the last year.
Oh, which example?
Well, so machines, for example, like pistol squats for one, and just like your different leg exercises.
Right.
I think that your philosophy on training legs has kind of shifted over the last year.
Right.
Or more refined, I guess, not shift, but
yeah, more refined.
So like that. Yeah.
Sometimes I've had beliefs that I just haven't put into articles or videos yet. So actually, the machine thing is something that I only touched upon in my superhero bulking course. Whereas, like, if you're doing heavy pull-ups and heavy incline presses, and you want to do some cable rows, you want to do some machine presses, that's fine. Just don't go 100. Just always start with the free weights, and always start with the free weights, and then if you want to add in some machines, you can. But that's something that I started finding effective is when you get more advanced, lifting heavy, doing the free weights, it's amazing, but doing like it takes its toll. So if you're doing like some 3 sets of heavy incline dumbbell presses, it's going to be tiring to go to like barbell presses where you can just hit the machine with some high volume. And with the superhero physique, you need some volume in there to really grow. So you don't have to do machines at all. You can easily do it with free weights, but sometimes the machines can be a nice break.
Yeah.
But like I've only started using machines like I don't even use them that much because my main gym doesn't have them. But it can be a useful tool. I don't think they need to be demonized by any stretch. And the leg training, yeah, it's for Kinobody. It's always been keeping those legs in proportion, not overbulking them, and so it makes sense to really. It's easy to grow the legs. It makes sense to focus on getting stronger, more powerful, and really building muscle in the hard to grow areas, like the VMO, which gives that thickness near the bottom. So actually, I've been talking about that, I think, since last May, I would say. Yeah, but I guess, yeah, I mean, maybe
that's another episode, by the way. We need to talk about everything you just said, like, so, you know, lower body training, machine training.
Yeah. Cool.
So let's
freeways or something.
Yeah. So that, and actually, I'm going to write both of those down. But so that's kind of 2014 in a very prolonged snapshot. So let's talk about 2015. So, I mean, we're three weeks into the new year now. Let's share some of the things that we have in store and some things that we're going to be focusing on for this year.
Very cool, very cool. And just to toot my own horn really quickly, no big deal or anything, but I was voted 30 under 30 from Photocracy, which I totally forgot about when I had Dick Talent on the podcast. He's like, dude, you're 30 under 30. I'm like, holy shit. And then Jason Maxwell put me as the number 3 for top 40 fitness professionals to follow in 2015. So it's been really cool because, yeah, people are starting to take notice. Now in 2015, I mean, my stuff's been working so well. It's just so simple, and so I've been kind of neglecting women, and so I'm gonna start to talk more about women, because I have my guy followers are like, yeah, my girlfriend or my sister wants to do this stuff. Like, what should she do? And this and that. And so a lot of it's the same, but there are differences that need to be taken into account for when you are addressing women versus men, especially with the workouts, because my workouts are always around building a certain physique, getting a certain goal, as well as becoming athletic and functional. Well, same thing holds true with women. They're after building a certain body, and so you have to come from that angle. So I'm actually releasing a women's course in a week or so.
Next, provided all the pieces come together in place and in time, next Tuesday at the time of recording this episode, so the 27th of January.
I
hope that's a Tuesday.
I've been working on this I was working on this during the summer, and yeah, it's been really come together. I'm linking up with Del Farrell, who's on the podcast a couple episodes ago, and we're creating a really awesome course to really, take the stuff that I talk about in the men's courses and kind of apply that to women, but also, focusing on the goals that women have. They want to have a slim, fit physique that still looks feminine, but it's toned and all that. And they want to, girls have their individual goals. They want to have their legs nice and, I mean, this is the women that I talk to, and a lot of women that follow me, that send me emails. Some girls have different goals, but for the most part, the ones that I talk to, yeah, they want to, lose fat, be slim and fit, look great, that kind of thing. And so I'm designing a workout around that. It's called the Goddess Toning Program. It's going to rock. I'm super pumped.
And that's probably something important to talk about. I think up until now, Kinobody has been more guy-oriented. A lot of your information is specifically for guys, really. And although there's a lot of crossover in what works for guys and what works for women, women are after something different, and their protocol needs to change as well to support that, both diet and training nutrition, or diet and training protocols. So it's going to be really really interesting to see where that goes. The biggest part of the Kinobody audience is guys. It's probably like an 80-20, 80% guys, 20% ladies.
But with the amount of
that said,
the podcast has probably like almost 50-50.
Yeah. So right. So there's still tons of women that listen to the Road to Rip podcast and that read your blog, and I think we've definitely done them a disservice up until now, not talking about training specifically for them. So it's going to be great to have, our awesome courses for both guys and for women available.
Yeah, no, I know. I kind of got too stuck into my niche. I was like, I originally was focusing on guys, and I've always been very aware and cognizant of how I approach training for women. I've always had a full, laser-focused idea, and I've worked with women through online coaching,
like Del
and stuff. And so yeah, I've always literally this everything I've learned in terms of working with men is stuff that I easily apply to women, because I've worked with women, and I just kind of got too sucked into my kind of niche that I was like I wasn't sure. And then yeah, we were talking a while ago, and you're like, yeah, you need to like this stuff is amazing. You need to start approaching women more. Approaching women more. I gotta start talking to more girls. No, I need to start, reaching out to women more. And I completely agree. Completely.
So what you got to do is start approaching women more. That's what you got to do.
That's what you have to. I mean, for guys listening, I mean, yeah, you gotta approach women.
That's right. So there is. That's just one of the products. So one of the big things that we're going to focus on in 2015 is growing the brand, and that includes we just got a brand new logo designed. So we got a really cool professional look for Kinobody. Finally, by the way. So that's going to lend itself to finally to create apparel. So we're doing T-shirts and tanks for now for guys and girls. That's going to be, geez, well, you're talking to the guy right now from Teespring. So those are going to be coming out.
We can get the first campaign off in a few weeks, and obviously when we start, it'll just be like, one T-shirt and like a T-shirt and tank top, but then probably do some like dry fit shirts and sweaters and stuff of that nature. Because people have been asking like crazy, like
for months.
Body, they want to rock it at the gym. I mean, I should have been wearing a T-shirt all the time because I'll get people. When I went to a different gym, I was working on a bench and actually I asked someone, so it was all taken. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I work in? He was like, yeah, for sure. And so he was doing his usual work of pyramiding up, starting with 45 and doing like 12 reps and like kind of getting up in weight. And I was doing the opposite. I did a couple warm sets, but then I was starting with 315, and I was about 175, really lean. And he was like, "Are you at like?" Like I said, "Hey, do you mind if you give me help lifting the bar off with this?" He was like, "Are you serious? You're gonna do 315?" He was like, I was like, yeah. He was probably so skeptical. He probably thought I was gonna like really go down halfway, get a ton of help, and lift it up. And I was like, literally, I banged out 4 reps all the way down, no help. And he was like, holy shit. And so then for as I was working down, he's asking me all these questions. He's like, how do you train? How do you do this? How do you do this? And I'm like, actually, you should go to kinobody.com, but actually, I always recommend doing the heavy set first while you're fresh. And that actually makes the subsequent lighter sets more effective because you get more neural, more muscular fiber stimulation. Yeah, so I should be rocking T-shirts and tanks.
You were selling the shit out of him, is in other words. He's not. You're selling the shit out of him. So basically, within the next 3 hours, he went home, he bought Greek God program, and we know the rest is history. So
the rest was history, yeah. So no, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna get some really sweet T-shirts and tanks, and I wanted to make sure because I'm not gonna sell anything that I wouldn't wear myself.
Yeah.
And I hate the shirts that they're like cut like a box. They just like sit on you horribly. The neckline is like strangling your neck. The material is just uncomfortable. There's no way. So I'm gonna go with the American Apparel quality, which is more expensive, but it's like so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And it looks way better.
Absolutely. So that's big, and so that obviously in the next few weeks to a month or so, you can expect some T-shirts and some tanks. I'd like to there are other things that we could create. So I want to stamp everything that we can put Kinobody on, to be honest with you, because like I love the brand so much that I want it like on everything, like whether or not there's tons of possibilities. But so in the next month, you'll definitely see some T-shirts kicking off. Another thing is we want to continue to grow Road to Ripped. We're just at, we've already crossed 1.1 million downloads for the Road to Ripped podcast, which is huge. And so I want to, I want to stay consistent with it, keep growing it, keep doing. I'd love to do 2 episodes a week. I think it's an awesome pace, really easy to maintain. And there's just so much to talk about that it'll never grow old.
Right. I mean, there's so much, and I mean, I guess speaking on that topic is with the great thing with Road to Ripped is one of the stuff we probably talk about more than anything is behavioral change and all these psychological issues we deal with along the process, and because we know how to lose fat, we know how to build muscle. It's like, how do we change our behaviors? And so that's a whole other topic that we've been fleshing out for a long time. And I guess as Kinobody evolves, it's probably going to be heavily focused on the fitness stuff. but there's a possibility for talking about more lifestyle-oriented things of that nature. You know, it might get people out in different fields, talking about it, really topics of interest. And one cool thing was that, you know, when I started talking about Eckhart Tolle and Power of Now and A New Earth on my podcast and my articles, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that have literally emailed me and thanked me for introducing them to Tolle and how it's made their life so much more enjoyable. It's been crazy. Like yeah, once a week I'll get an email of something from someone being like, you know, oh, like, P.S. Thank you so much for introducing me to Tolle. So I'm actually probably gonna continue talking about kind of how that fits into fitness and how that fits into life, and how it will improve the journey to your best physique, and you know, how to kind of become more present in the moment, become more conscious, conscious. Yeah, exactly.
Conscious.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot happening. We might even do some physical courses. We might even turn the courses into like a book. Some people like that hard book, you know.
Well, that's so one thing that we're definitely going to be focusing on in the next, I would say probably within the next 3 to 4 months would be Amazon. And I mean, we have a few products that we can add to Amazon right now. It's just like something that we haven't tackled yet. So what I'd like to do is get some books on Amazon, and you know, we need to format them correctly though, so they can actually be like physical copies. So you can order the ebook through Kindle, or you can order the physical copy of the book through Amazon, which I think would be really cool, just having your own book sitting on the bookshelf across from you. So that's definitely something to crack into. And also, so on that note, just like production quality, just, you know, spending a little bit more to make like higher quality content, whether it's books and programs and courses, or videos, or, you know, even the ebooks, you know, just like putting a little more into the production quality, and just, you know, trying to level up and provide more value to people through higher production quality. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. I want to really start being very consistent with my videos. The YouTube is really growing, but I need to kind of keep that pace, because when you're inconsistent, people will watch your videos, but they might not subscribe because they don't know what the pacing schedule is like. So yeah, I want to really get some great videos out there. Probably one of the next videos I do is a day in the life of eating, intermittent fasting with Gregor Gallagher, and kind of just show like a day in the life of what my eating schedule looks like, which people will probably be surprised.
By the sheer quantity of food that you consume per meal.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, like really, like, yeah, you know, better quality videos, and I mean, the podcast is just growing, just gangbusters. So that should continue.
And so maybe the last thing that we should talk about is the courses that we have planned that are either in pre-production or that we have planned for the next several months. So the women's course, the Goddess Toning program, is coming out next week, which is really exciting to see. All the pieces are coming together right now, so that should be ready to go by the 27th of January. But then we have a couple other courses in the can that we're going to be coming out with after that. Number one is the Cardio and Abs course.
Yeah, I've been having tons of people been like, hey, Greg, like, am I allowed to play basketball on my rest days? And so people have gotten kind of a warped idea of what I mean by train 3 days a week. That means heavy, you know, strength training 3 days a week. And so actually, if you really want to like lean down, or especially coming up to summer, you can speed up fat loss when your nutrition's dialed in with a smart approach to cardio that doesn't ramp up your appetite. It just helps you make that little bit of extra difference, as well as when people want to know how to train their abs, really develop them. They see my Instagram or YouTube of me doing like, you know, dragon flags and hanging leg raises and different ab movements, bridging, and they want to learn how to build up to that. So the Cardio and Abs course teaches you how to like maximize fat burn in the most efficient and effective way to approach training for fat loss. And you don't have to train for fat loss. You can just focus on nutrition, but if you want to experience faster rate of progress, and if you want to make your diet possibly more enjoyable because you give yourself more room to work with, then it is quite useful. As well as like, you know, how to develop really strong, well-developed abs, how to injury-proof your body, develop great mobility in very simple movements. And so yeah, the Cardio and Abs course is going to be pretty cool. That's going to fill in the gaps. A lot of people have been asking me about, you know, that have been looking forward towards that one. So that's very sweet. I've actually done
Yeah.
a ramp up of my aggressive fat loss. So we're going to be probably relaunching that because um, yeah, I kind of like just made it more just a lot more effective.
What's interesting is that the aggressive fat loss program was created off of like just a 1 hour audio that you recorded, and then we ended up like basically transcribing that and formatting it into the book and adding like one video or whatever to it, and so that became the aggressive fat loss program. But there's, as people were going through it, you realize there were some gaps, and that's basically like what you've filled in to create the aggressive fat loss 2.0. So
Yes,
we got that coming out.
that's gonna have some really cool behavioral change drills that I've been doing that have made sticking to a diet so easy. Because it's easy, so it's one thing to know what to do, but it's another thing to actually stick to it. And so sometimes it's like 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go over my macros. And so how to cut this off and like easily just stick to the diet. So plus like a really good workout and some and more precise nutrition recommendations. Yeah, so that's that.
So we get that. Two others that I can think of. We got the body weight training program coming out.
That's right. I know. This has been a long time waiting. I've been really needing to get a bodyweight course out there. Summer is the perfect time because in the summer some people like to work out outside, or they want to go to the beach, and so the bodyweight course it's going to be exact like the same principles and concepts I have in my regular courses. Getting really strong, training to support strength and muscle. That's going to be the same thing. Progressing to harder variations. That's going to be the same thing with the bodyweight course. I'm going to teach people how to build up to one-arm push-ups, feet on a bench, one-arm push-ups, really advanced chin-ups, muscle-ups, full-range handstand push-ups, one-leg squats, how to achieve these movements and build a great physique in the process.
Yeah. So that's coming, and then the final one that we have planned, which is actually next month. So this month is the Goddess Toning program. Next month is the Kino Chef, the cookbook for Kinobody, which a lot of people don't know. It's very near and dear to my heart. Like for the last easily like 8 months, my wife has been like designing like tons of recipes for the cookbook, and so I've been the fortunate guinea pig of so many of these recipes, and it's really exciting to see because like we'll make one recipe and then like it'll be really good, but we'll make like subtle tweaks and that'll just like explode the flavor. And so it's been really exciting to see that come together like recipe by recipe. And I always like send you like I take pictures of it and send it to you like, dude, check this out. This is what I'm eating. It's in the Kino Chef. It's so good. And really just like giving people some really awesome recipes that that are delicious, that help them hit their macros really easily, that like anybody can make. So I'm really, really excited. I'm personally the most excited for that out of anything else we have going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be including like my like 10 favorite recipes that are just so easy to make. 'Cause I'm really lazy, that taste good, and that are filling and satisfying. So.
Yeah. Well, because that's the thing, man. It's like nutrition's such a huge part of it, and just because you're eating healthy or you're hitting a certain amount of macros doesn't mean that you can't cook delicious meals. And so that's really the premise behind it, is how to make really delicious meals that that align with the macros you want to hit, that are delicious and easy to make. So, that's like the trifecta of golden. And if you love what you're eating, it's going to be so easy to stick to the meal plan. Like I can't wait for dinner tonight because we're having turkey burgers and potato wedges, but there's some twists in there that seriously, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be so good. It always is.
Unreal, yeah.
So.
All right, yes. I mean, that's pretty much the courses that we have lined up for, for the next several months. Very, very cool stuff, and I'm going to continue to, make updates to and bonuses for my current courses. I've been doing that. I did a couple recently for, Warrior Shredding, Greek God, and so. Yeah, I like to kind of keep it going. If I have new kind of things that I like to incorporate, then yeah, I'll do that. I added a bunch of workout routines to the Greek God program, ones that I was experimenting with these last several months. So, yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, man, we're this year it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to do this same interview next year and talk about all the growth that we've experienced in 2015. Like the only direction to go from here is up, and we're moving the pieces in place to capitalize in a huge way this year. So it's exciting. I'm just glad to be part of it.
Yeah, and I'm so pumped. All right, so should we wrap up then?
Yeah, definitely. So, well, I tell you what, why don't you tell people where to go to if they want to check out the women's program, since that's coming out like in a few days.
Yeah, so the women's program, if you can go to toningprogram.com, TONING program.com, and the Goddess Toning Program, it's actually a funny name because what people normally think is toning exercises actually isn't. So I actually teach you the proper way to create to actually achieve a slim and toned body, and that's through obviously proper nutrition and proper training. And I explain how traditional workouts that focus on toning actually do little to nothing.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. So it's really an eye-opening course for women. Very counterintuitive to almost everything that they read in magazines and see on a lot of workout programs. So I'm really excited to see what it's the response and the case studies it's going to produce. So that's next week. So toningprogram.com, you guys can check that out, or well, you ladies can check that out, guys. If you want your woman to follow along with a Kinobody course when you're rocking out one of the programs for dudes, have her check it out. Toningprogram.com. It's coming out in a week and a half. So. It's pretty much all I got, man. It's exciting. I can't wait for this year and to get back to the grind.
all right, all right, all right. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Until next time. Talk soon.
All right. Bye, guys.